Ooh, welcome back everybody. We just reached effectively the top of the Fountainhead Palace. There's the top of the mountain that we saw oh so long ago when we first arrived at the place. And if you come in here, you'll find quite a grisly sight. Several palace nobles effectively cannibalizing the Okami warriors. So you can kill them for some experience. There's two more up here. Luckily, they're not the kind that inflicts enfeeble. So we can get rid of all of them and loot. And then come up here to find a chest. With the very last gourd seed. Go ahead and open this door while we're here. But most importantly, you want to open this door. This is back to that locked door that we came across from here, where we jumped over here to get to the pot noble. And there were the two Okami warriors down here. That is the door to the temple that the old lady has been asking us to open. But now that we got our last gourd seed, let's turn that in. Come up, let's talk to Emma. And give the last gourd seed. And we get a trophy. While I'm here, I'll go ahead and take a look at what upgrades we have available. I don't think we have our next one. I'm trying to get the fume, purple fume. Yeah, we still need a fulminated mercury. Sigh. Oh gosh, and then we need 4 more for that one. That's going to be the last one. Or the next one we get. Rats! Alright, anyway. Travel back to the Fountainhead Palace. Palace grounds. Scoot on up, and if you've been talking to the old lady, and if you opened up the double doors so that she could access this palace, you'll find that she has taken revenge on the Miss Nobles that have taken her father from her. So with that horrible tragedy out of the way, leave this place. There's some geckos over here. There we go. And there's also an item by the waterfall. But what we want to do now is a little shortcut. Or not shortcut, side track. Come back to where we just entered this area. And if you look around the back corner of the building, back to where the sculptor's idol was, you can find a grapple point to get on the roof. And from here, if you come out here and look to the left, there's a grapple point onto this tree branch, and this is the only way we can get to it. You gotta take quite a leap to get there. Well, or you can just drop down. You gotta take quite a leap to get there, and you will fall off this roof, so be careful. Maybe just use the wall to jump off. And then from here, we can drop down onto this roof. And then notice that there's the Okami archer across the way. You're gonna need to jump quite far to reach there, and in fact we're gonna need to do a wall jump off of the cliff on our left to make up the distance. Be careful you don't run off the roof, because you will just fall. So jump, jump, grapple. And then we're gonna grapple down to this roof. But be careful that there is another building to our left where there's a Okami archer, so when we hit the ground, we're going to quickly grapple over to the next building. And then run up. Take care of her. There's another one underneath us. And then at the back of this building, you have to jump the gap where the ravine is. Careful of the dogs down here. And then we can head around this way where there is some more dogs. We can get rid of that one. There's another one down there. Get back up here. Down here is a sugar. Most importantly though, out here is the last sculptor idol of the area. And a giant noble. But he's friendly. Talk to him and he instructs you that we can ring the bell to feed the master. So let's do just that. Ringing the bell calls the great carp up, and we can feed it precious bait or truly precious bait. If you feed it precious bait, you get, I believe, a treasure carp scale. And if you feed it another precious bait, you get 3 treasure carp scales. But if you feed it a third precious bait, you get nothing. baits. Then I want to check to make sure that I did in fact get my treasure carp scales for that. The way you can find out for sure is if you feed him precious bait. The noble will say something if you have fed him too much. So then we can offer the truly precious baits. Do that and the fish swims away. Rest. And you will find that the father... Oh yeah, this is the old lady's father. Is very sad. Okay, the great carp is gone, and so we can actually use this opportunity to loot his abode. Oh, there's a treasure carp over here, and an item. Some more precious bait. Anywho, let's go on over here and take a left. Go through the cave. And if we look down, there will be some items. Oh, wrong button. Yeah, with a light coin purse, and if we keep going, there's some scrap magnetite around here somewhere. Aha. Behind a rock. Ooh, adamantite scrap, even better. So now I'm gonna homeward idle out of here. When you return, we now want to travel to the Great Guardian Ape's watering hole, which was in Ashina's Depths. No, Sunken Valley. Remember that dead things tend to flow downstream, and we already know that the waters of the Fountainhead pool deeply. This is where we found the lotus flower. And the corpse of the great carp is now here. Come up here to get the great white whisker and a trophy. With that in hand, head back to the Fountainhead Palace feeding grounds and give the father the great white whisker. And he thanks you for relieving him of his duties with the divine grass. If you then rest again you'll find that he's now at peace. You can collect 4 treasure carp scales. Look at that. And then talk to the daughter for some closure for her quest line. And then you need to travel back to whichever pot noble whose truly precious bait you gave to the carp. In this playthrough, I just got the one from the nearby pot noble. So we're going to travel to the near pot noble. And he's gone. And inside of his pot is another lapis lazuli, making for a total of 4 so far. The last 2 are from a major boss later. And if we look down, there's a new baby giant carp. Jump down to that, and it turns out that not only does it have red eyes, but, come on. This is the new pot noble. If you go back to the other pot noble, you'll find that he has passed on, and his inventory is now in here. The only thing we haven't gotten that we need to in this particular run is the floating passage text, so go ahead and get that if you haven't. It's simply a skill for this, the floating passage. You hold L1 and press R1 3 times to do a big combo. Alright. So with that sidetrack done, homeward idle, back to the last communed idle. And travel back to the palace grounds. And then we're gonna make our final push up the mountain. So climb onto the tree, and then this tree, and then this tree, and carefully start walking up. Be mindful that there are going to be lightning strikes that occur, but they won't hit you. What will hit you, however, are the 3 lightning kickballers in purple clothes that are along the path. First one being over here. If you jump up here and grapple, she'll notice you, so you gotta grapple quickly to the other side so that you can start wailing on her. Maybe use the Sabimaru. And then we got 2 more to handle, and unfortunately there's not an easy way to sneak up on either of them. So we just have to take them both on. Alright, let's try this again. Try to separate them. Try to get off Sabimaru's hits. Stand still. Let me kill you. There we go. And that just leaves her. Loot the area, heal up. Technically, I should be nervous because we're about to fight the major boss of the Fountainhead Palace. But it's actually one of the easier bosses in the game, so don't worry too much about it. And there's a sculptor's idol at the top. So rest up. I forgot all about that. Continue up. There will be more lightning, but again, don't worry about it. I think, hang on, there's an item here somewhere. Maybe? I don't want to go too far because I'll have to fight those stupid things again. Never mind. Ah, there it is. The dragon's blood droplet. So, before we move on, I do want to mention that irreversible things are going to change when you defeat this boss. So if there's anything you've missed, or that you wanted to go back, or any merchants... What the heck? Any merchants that you want to check out, then now is the time. With that said, I'm good to go. So come up here to find a body of some kind. And once you pray, you will be taken to the Divine Realm for the boss battle of the Fountainhead Palace. After the cutscene, you face off with these little guys. And this is a strange boss fight. They will cough up poison at you. Each one of them takes a little bit off of the health bar. So our goal is to run around and take out several of them as quickly as possible with our whirlwind slash. Let's also go ahead and equip our green mossy gourd. They will swing at you, but just keep whirlwind slashing away. And you'll take some out, and eventually they'll start lifting their arms up, and trees will start erupting from the ground underneath you. You want to run around, and one of them will stick around, and you can grapple up there to get a plunging death blow, which is great because you whip them around and kill everyone in the vicinity. Takes off huge chunks of the health bar. This is what we're aiming for. Eventually the tree branch will go away and you're left back. Oh, nice. Automatically. Sometimes the little brown one will show up. That takes a little more damage and deals a little more damage. But you still can just take care of them. And the minute enough of them die, we enter phase 2. We get another cutscene. And face off against the Divine Dragon himself. First he blows you away, and you gotta start working your way back towards these tree branches, avoiding the gusts of wind he sends vertically. Just run around, and we're looking for the tree branch that's glowing yellow. You want to grapple to that. Oh, sometimes it'll blow you away. When you grapple to that, you'll be blown upward with a gust of air and struck with lightning. You want to be guarding when you get thrust upward. Oop. And then unleash the lightning back at the dragon. like that. So you grapple up here and guard, and then attack. Preferably you want to lock on while you do it. So like grapple, guard, lock on, attack. You are in air for quite some time, so you have quite the opportunity to get the hit off. And sometimes he'll throw you away, and you have to sprint back while avoiding his downward thrusts. Or if you see the kanji pop up, he's going to do a low sweep, and you have to jump over it. So there's the sweep. There's the sweep. Let's grapple, guard, lock on, attack. If the tree branches go away, he's gonna blow you back and open up a large combo. So just stand here prepared to run to the left and to the right. Slowly walk to one side. And he starts unleashing many downward slashes. Then he starts unleashing the side slashes. Just jump over them. And then keep walking to the left, to the right. And then he goes way off. Heal if you need to, and then the tree branches come back, and we repeat the process. Get over here, block. You get sent up in the air. Aww. And you really want to lock on there. See, I did not lock on and I messed up. Because then you have to deal with this again. He's going to stab and then do a downward slash. So you got to jump over. Aww. And then he does 3 downward slashes. So you got to jump to the left and to the right. Alright, let's try this again. Grapple. You get thrust upward. And then block, thrust upward. Lock on. And then attack. And he's down. You want to run up his sword, and you can perform the final death blow. You get a trophy, a surprise that you don't actually kill him, and we get the Dragon's Tears. We also get the memory of the Divine Dragon. And we are immediately teleported out of the Divine Realm and into Lord Kuro's room, where Lord Kuro has disappeared, only to find Emma leaning next to a vanquished Ishin Ashina. We get the secret passage key, which is used to enter the area where we very first died to Genichiro at the beginning of the game. So, before we get to Ashina Castle, let's rest up. Let's confront our memory. And let's acquire my next skill, Shinobi's Karma Mind, and then we'll save up for Scars. So when we return, we'll tackle Ashina Castle for the last time. Until then, stay safe.